Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new Super 69 EV film. My name is Tom, and today I wanted to give you an update on our camper van situation. Last Saturday we went out on the hunt for a camper van, and as I said before in the previous film, we went to look at the Puzzle E-Vanster. It's what you would call a day van. It's a small van, fully electric, 136 horsepower, 75 kilowatt hours battery, and it's actually more of a people carrier with a pop top, and you can add a kitchen block and a bed box to it. So we went to Dumo in Dulmen. It's a very big camper dealer, and we just went to take a look at the different options that were there, and we were greeted by an E-Vanster immediately at the entrance. And even though it looks good, I immediately could tell that wouldn't suit us. It's just a tad too narrow. It's a bit too short. I don't think there's enough space in it, and then the way it's laid out, it's impossible to cook inside or sit comfortably inside with the four of us when it's, for example, bad weather. So that being said, if we would buy a camper van, at that point I really wanted something electric. But then there's only one other option, which is the Tanke EQV. And that's a 100,000 euro van. So we had to scratch that, and we went on just open-minded to look at all the other options. And the funny thing is, the bigger the van, the less space you normally have for four persons, because it's all been set up for what I call it. Those are boomer vans. They are two older people that want their own kitchen, their own sitting area, and their own place to sit and to eat and to sleep, and a bathroom and a shower, all inside the van. And so an almost 7-meter long van will just eat up the space. So those aren't an option for us because we're with the four of us. And then we saw a Burstner Kappa that's based on a Ford Transit Custom, really nicely laid out. Actually, it had everything we wanted, and that got us thinking again about the Ford Nugget. Before we bought our caravan, we really wanted to buy a Ford Nugget, but at that moment in time they were way too expensive, or there weren't any on the market with a good mileage used. So I don't really care if it's a couple of years old. Those things will run forever when maintained properly. And I think the camper part of it, it's built by Westphalia, so that will probably go longer than the engine that powers the thing. So I thought that's actually pretty clear, and we would like something like that. So then we went to our own caravan dealer and found pretty much the perfect bus for us. It's a poly roof, as they call it, so it has the high top, so you can always stand in it. It's not the prettiest thing on earth, but for what we need it for and the way we are going to use it, I think it's the best option by far. A new one, it's just above budget. It's way out of budget. Those are around 80-90 grand. Not able to spend that, not willing to spend that. And other options like more expensive like VW vans, I just don't. Yeah, they're also really expensive, and there are also a lot of things that initially we were looking at a California, of course, as everyone does that wants a small camper van, because the California, it's just sex on wheels. It's the prettiest thing available. It looks great. It's everything you would want in a van, except for the layout, because the layout isn't as good as the Westfalia Nugget, in my humble opinion. And the problem with it is everything feels a bit flimsy because of cost cuttings at Volkswagen. And I don't like the new dashboard. T6.1 is just a facelift. Of course, a 150 horsepower engine will run forever. But if someone gave me 90 grand tomorrow to buy a new van, I would probably buy a new Ford Nugget instead of California. Even though I like the California looks-wise way better. I'm not sure how it drives or if there's any difference in it, but hey, it's a camper van. I'm not going to use it to set lap times on the Nürburgring. But I'm just not convinced by the whole concept and the way Volkswagen are cutting costs. So, but hey, they're selling every single one they can make, so it's not that they don't know what they're doing, but it's just not for us. So at this point in time we haven't decided anything, but I think if there will be a van coming, it will be a diesel engined van. And to be honest, I think that is the way to go at this point in time with current battery technology, because it's just not possible to drive in an electric van in one day to, let's say, Florence. As where the diesel van will probably run longer than the weak mass behind the wheel. At least in one day. So, yeah. It just doesn't make sense to want an electric bus at the current state of technology, because a camper van adds a lot of weight. They're not very aerodynamic, and if you want to make a bit of progress, like let's say just you want to drive 120, 130 kilometers, yeah, of course the diesel is going to use a lot of fuel, but you still got decent range. And if you get an electric van, for example, if you drive 100 kilometers an hour, the range will probably be decent. But if you drive 130, yeah, it would just deplete the battery in a matter of kilometers. I believe the range on the e-vans with 130 kilometers an hour would be around 160 kilometers at good temperatures. So that's just not enough. And it's a bit too small. It's a bit of a faff to make the bed and do stuff like that. It's just, if we were just the two of us, I think it would be perfect. I really think. But we do have the kids, we love them, and we want to bring them, so that's not an option. And to be honest, like the complete build of a Ford Nugget, to my eyes, is a better option. So with that being said, I think it is time to start another channel, Super 69 Van Life. How about it? Would you subscribe to it? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to follow our adventures with the van, please let me know. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.